Howdy how, party people. Alright, quick recap. Yeah, I'm still drained from yesterday. But anyways, we caught the CPI move. In hindsight, could have added a little more risk, but you never know, right? So we did good. We caught the move, fantastic. So I'm gonna do this on ES, and for those of you who don't know, if you're watching ES and don't pay for real-time data, which is very expensive, and why would you if you don't trade futures? These lags, this and this and this by 10 minutes, okay? In case you didn't know. So I drew this yesterday and I said, there was, if we're gonna go up, we gotta break this, which we did. Okay, great. So now what? Well, see here and here, we did that. We're not broken above. So from a technical standpoint, there is the 21. Okay? If the 9 doesn't hold, it will test the 21. And for this breakout to be real and not a fake breakout, it then needs to bounce. All right, we got PPI and jobs tomorrow. Can send it, whichever way, depends on the data and how the market takes it. I do feel, if looking at SPY, let's pull up the 5-minute. I mean, if they knew the data was complete shit, which it can be, it was, at this point here, I figured maybe we would fill the gap, this gap. But on SPX 1 hour, we're holding the 9, and the 21 is not even in the gap. Another thing to keep in mind. So what saved it here? Obviously now that's a level. We kept the low of the morning, and what a surprise, there's the 89 MA pushing it higher. Now, kind of rolling over here, not the prettiest, but not the worst. The dollar, though, I mean, after hours, it's coming down more. And where did it bounce? 100.5. I gave that level yesterday in the video. If you look at the 1 hour, I mean, this just looks horrific. You would think that on the first try of the 9, it's gonna get slapped down, which it is right now. Tick ended very heavy, so that's, caution. Again, I swung, but I didn't swing heavy. The reason I swung some lottos is because it's the shit show. It's full on fuckery. Things you already know. Surprisingly, the VIX here closed very red, but SPY didn't do much into it. Again, also VIX filled the gap. What's it gonna do next? Is it gonna bounce here, or will it go down to 13 for a bounce? I would love that. I would love for it to go to 13, because that would mean that my lottos will pay. NAMO just updated. Let's see if we can update some more. Looks really good. Looks ready to rock. Okay. Voldy, or Vold, not a huge big mic, but still something. IWM, I get the feeling that since all these small caps have been pumped so hard, that it wants to test that 91 level, or wherever the 21 is. So let's keep, if we see small caps pull back tomorrow, I would still maybe then swing them Friday, or play weeklies on Friday. Very possible. Germany held all day, finished pretty green. Names like FedEx sold off after close pretty hard too. I don't know what that's about. Bitcoin selling but trying to keep that 30. So there's a definite rotation going on. That's pretty clear. Oil looks toppy to me. I think it's going to come down. The big thing here now for us to go any higher upon a retest. I mean, maybe we'd just bounce from the 9. That would really mess up the bear thesis here. I would think that we need to check here. But then again, they can do whatever they want. But we've been pretty good at analyzing this. There is a risk of a complete shit of the bed tomorrow. And then I would first try to bounce here and then try a bounce here. There's really nothing here. So it's either going to bounce here or here if it is to bounce. But let's see. Let's just, keep all options open. But yeah, the 10-year. I mean, now, as you can see, it's under the green magic line. And that means market wants more. Now, it's been, I know we've absolutely killed it this week. And I'm green 3 days in a row. Gonna try to make that 5. But this is where it becomes a little tricky reading this market. So you have QQQ selling off all day while they're buying SPY. That's why the market didn't do much, right? And at the same time, they were, they sold off all their SPY flow, but you can see there they bought the QQQ calls at the end. So they're rebalancing this, trying to basically what they're doing. Okay, let me put it like, the Fed's repo system where they have to overnight move money around from bank to bank because it doesn't really exist. That's what they're doing in the stock market to try to keep it up here. Okay, because otherwise we would be all in inputs. But again, here. Let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This was the 7th day and we went up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We went up. Okay, if this is the wedge here, we went up. That means that Thursday and Friday, according to this, should be green. If they are green, probably into close on Friday or early Monday. We've been discussing if this pump pans out and we go to let me see what my target on let's do ES here. Okay, so if we on ES can base above this level, see this level, let's just say 4,475 to 80, right? If we can do that, I think that we can see, we might even chop here for a while, but I do think we go higher. And on SPY, that I am like, this is a huge level, and we can all we need to do, we have to early on tomorrow for this to be quick and efficient. We have to take this higher day from today early in the morning. If we can't get past this is going to reject absolutely, and it's gonna go and backtest down to here. Okay, and then it might pick up speed, and then we go on Friday or early next week. So that's the risk. Market risk has come down, but it is still very much elevated. This is another thing where I'm like, the market flow is super bullish, but you kind of have to, what made it hard today is this rotation. You kind of have to jump around and get quick scalps on things. But anyways, let me see here. Let's pull this window over like that, as we do. QQQ still, I mean, it's at 373. That is insane. It's insane. Yeah, it's got wicks to both sides, but that's insane, man. So all these people who are, saying diamond top and that's a gravestone doji, just unsub, block them, don't listen to them, because would have lost a lot of money here. It's not a gravestone doji, by the way. Any gravestone doji that's holding a 9, forget about it for future reference. All right. So now we got that going on the Qs. SPY is, again, this is all up to the data. Tesla has not been nice ever since Elon was on Twitter, so I'm not playing it because it's just can't even bounce hard off of this level ever since, you know, I think that's when he started tweeting about measurements. Meta absolutely on fire, far exceeded my expectations. Good for Zuckerberg. Obviously sold my 40s here, and then we retraced. You see this volume shelf here? I think we can have a stab tomorrow on Carvana at this, and then we'll see. I mean, that's a crazy stock. You kind of have to be in it with free money, and then when it goes, it goes. We called the bottom here. We played some zeros, thankfully, on SPY when the PPT showed up. Apple not looking very strong. Could not finish above 190s. That's a little disappointing. The late bloomer was you. So, as you know, this goes in the morning if it's going to go. Okay, anytime it's gone in the morning. Okay, so early on tomorrow, if it can get past this 21 on the 1 hour, it's good to go. All right, so that is, you know, it's either going to go or not. I'm not going to sit through holding it when it does this again. I'll see if we get a buy signal on it. So I'll know by open if I'm selling or holding. Okay. UPST held like a champ today. I did sell my next week's 50s on it, but I'm in some 45s. If it goes tomorrow, I'm going to slam it. Okay. So same type of deal as with Carvana, and they kind of run together. Nvidia had a absolute monster after hours and even tagged 441. Okay, so that's some rotation for you. As you know, I was in 430s here on Tuesday that I sold into close. Should have kept those, but you can't always win. SoFi kind of did the same as UPST and Carvana. You know, all the small caps has this same pattern. I took off my 12s for next week in case something happens overnight. If this can hold tomorrow, I like the consolidation. We'll obviously have to see if, you know, what happens here with the 9 coming down. If it's going to bounce, great. If it's going to cross under, I'm completely out of hood. Baba, I held some overnight because this has kind of been teasing the whole week. Hasn't, I mean, sure, overnight tonight was good, but again, people are wanting a bigger move here. That's an ugly ass cup. Maybe it's this, and then that's the handle. We'll see. I'm in some 96s, nothing too crazy. Caught this Beyond Meat stick, which was crazy. And what I've learned from this is there's a good possibility that this pumps in the morning, and then they wait for people to jump on it, and then they absolutely sell it. So I took some 19s just in case. So that's pretty much the recap. I showed you everything. Still watching the same stuff. I mean, because after trading stuff for 3 days and also last week, and there's plenty of stocks here to choose from. Let's not say that's not true. For instance, SQ, same type of thing. All day, you know, held this level. So obviously a little overextended. But if you look on the daily, you know, that's not the best daily candle, but it did fill the gap. So now what? So there's plenty of stuff here. We kind of have to see how the market moves. That's why I went, you know, 85% cash, because I don't want to wake up to a big gap down if we sell. And if we sell and we, you know, for instance on SPY hold 445, or even if we hold 443, I'll see if that's a bid, you know. They clearly played a number on the premiums today. So that's where I am at. kind of going in tomorrow with a blank slate to see what we get. If we get a gap up, fantastic. That makes it easy. Then we can sell, chill, have some coffee, and then, after the sell off, we can jump on again. But again, PPI. Let me pull this up right. Hold on. PPI. Let's go on the daily. So last time we got a cool, really cool PPI, and that was June 14th, right? And we gapped down, and then we absolutely shot up all day. And PPI does that sometimes. It kind of depends on the jobs. But then again, remember that Friday we did 1,000% on 0 DTEs. So looking at that candle and the setup here, where we also had a gap up, and we had that type of a day, and an absolute bear killer. So I'm not opposed to that here. Okay, wonderful. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll absolutely kill it on the train tomorrow and have some fun. And God bless, and love yourself and love your family.